Okay guys, let's deal with Jospeh for a bit. You know, the guy has been stuck for about 2 months now. And I would like to move it. Two problems that it has. The clutch, the main clutch is stuck, does not disengage, and the pony motor did not start the last time we tried it. But it did kind of start, and after that, no bueno anymore. Now I'm gonna deal with the pony motor first. Then we'll, if we manage to get that thing going, then we're gonna try to get the clutch unstuck. But about the pony motor, Steve came for a visit last time, and we tossed some ideas around what might be the issue. Steve thinks that the problem is most likely in the carburetor, and that's why it's not working. So you know how Steve is, guys. The guy just casually pulled out a spare carburetor from his back pocket somewhere. Apparently this is in working condition. Only had like a bad gasket or main seal somewhere. I'm not really sure, but the guy told me that this should be good, and it's basically like an exact copy of that thing. But I personally don't think the issue is in the carburetor. No. But I think what the problem right now is it does not have any spark, and the reason for that is the spark plugs are getting wet with engine oil. So my current theory is that the piston rings, they're letting too much oil pass, and it's the oil is fouling the spark plugs, and they're not giving off any spark. So I'm just gonna keep cranking the thing. The carburetor is just spitting gasoline into the combustion chamber, but there's no spark because the spark plugs are fouled with engine oil. And most of that gasoline gets shot out from the exhaust, but some of it still leaks into the crankcase, and we have clear evidence of that. Look at that. There's definite gasoline smell in the engine oil, and also it's severely overfilled. So that theory kind of makes sense, right? The spark plugs, they get fouled, then we don't have any more spark, and let's just kind of keep cranking it, and that causes the engine oil to be contaminated. Because I changed that engine oil out 2 months ago, and I have not even used this machine. And already we have so much overfill. The oil looks like water, basically. I don't wanna... I have to change the oil again. I don't wanna run the machine, run the motor on that. Most definitely not. It's gonna make the situation even worse. But you know, for testing purposes, we can do like a couple of start attempts here. Now, in addition to the carburetor, Steve also brought a bunch of spark plugs. These are original spark plugs for this motor. No aftermarket business. So, well, actually the thing has been sitting for like 2 weeks now. And we can do like a quick start attempt. 10 seconds, no more. If it doesn't go, then let's swap out the spark plugs, then try again. If it still doesn't go, then we can undo the carburetor, put the one Steve brought instead, and then take it from there. I mean, if we have to tear down this pony motor, then we'll go there, definitely. I mean, I don't have any other option to start the big motor. The pony motor is the only option I have, and I don't currently want to do a rebuild to a starter. That's a bit of a different job. Yeah, both are covered in oil. And this one a bit more than the other one. Now before I discard these, I'm gonna test for spark. Absolutely no spark there. Didn't see anything. I'm gonna try the other one as well. Now this is our original spark plug for this motor, but it looks pretty dark. I don't think it's gonna go. Nothing. Either the spark plugs are completely worn out, or there's something wrong with the thing which generates spark. Now let's try something that's Steve brought, see if this does anything. Still nothing. Okay. There might be something else at play here. Okay, any spark anywhere. Not even with the new plugs. Maybe the problem is there. It's not producing any whatever is required for spark plugs to light up. I'm not really sure how that works. Nothing, guys. There's nothing in that wire. No spark is being produced at all. Usually I would get like shocked if I touch that while trying to turn the engine over, but I don't feel anything. Pretty sure the problem is there now. That thing broke for no reason. What? What the hell? That's really weird. I'm not sure, you know. That looks like a really bad connection. Corroded over time. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick peek, look inside what's going on there. Now, I'm pretty sure the wires are supposed to be connected up somewhere, like tied down, and not fall off the moment you undo the thing. I guess the wire just kind of goes in there. There's like a little pin or something inside. Yeah, I guess how it works the best is you don't actually leave any of the wire exposed, and you just kind of push the gore of the wire directly on top of that pin. Kus see sisse läheb? Huvit pärast. Tahaks täitsa jälgida, kuhu ta sisse vajub. Jumala mööda läheb ju, ta ei lähe üldse aukugi. Mida rast läheb minema? Yeah, I'm assuming that maybe the order also matters, because this setup kind of determines when the spark plug is gonna fire. And I mean, I'm no ancient dude, but I am assuming that's important. Can't have spark plugs firing whenever they feel like it, right? There's like a certain order it has to fire at, or timing. Yeah, most definitely these two have better connections now. But I'm still kind of skeptical. I don't think that was the problem. Gonna try with the thicker the cable, although I don't think it's the cable's problem. Yep. Nada. Okay, so I'm gonna consult with Steve, see what he has to say about this thing. Now, I'm pretty sure if I remove that part, I'm gonna lose timing. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so I don't immediately want to pull it off. I'm pretty sure the contacting is okay. I mean, you just kind of push the thing in there, and there's like a little pin where the copper will be sitting on, and then you lock it down. So I don't think it's the issue with the contact. It's probably something else going on inside there which is faulty, but I don't really know how to proceed at the moment, so I'm gonna consult with Steve and see what to do next. Okay guys, so I had a little discussion with Steve, and the guy reminded me what that thing is called. Yeah, a magneto, or a magneto. But basically that thing's purpose is to generate and supply high voltage to the spark plugs in order to produce spark. And he told me that usually those things rarely fail. They usually last the life of the machine. But in my case, there can technically be like 3 things wrong with it. Either the timing is off. So if the timing is off, then it doesn't generate a spark, apparently. Number 2 would be poor connection somewhere, or corrosion. And number 3, the condensator is bad. So there's like a condensator in that thing, and that's bad. I'm gonna try to get this thing on the table and figure out the situation there. I did look around already, and apparently maybe you can buy a brand new magneto for this motor. The price was 236 euros, so it's not the worst, but I don't think it's a busted magneto. I think there's just timing issues on it. Kind of weird though. It basically died out of blue. Because it was working and then it just stopped. I thought I ran out of fuel, but usually when I run out of fuel, then it starts like, well, the engine doesn't die immediately. Jumps around a bit before it stalls. But this died immediately, so. The Holy Soviet Bible. Man. This thing has more information than all the Harry Potter books combined. And it's all junk. There you go. Nope. 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 Air cleaner. Piss out. Still air cleaner. Carburetor. My head already hurts. Oh, there we go. Mr. Magneto. Remove the magneto for maintenance or replacement in the following cases. Magneto gives interruptions in sparking. Dude, I'm not even that lucky. Magneto does not spark or produce a weak spark. Starter motor does not start. Hey, that's me! Magneto must be replaced if there are cracks and breaks in the body, or if the performance can't restore during current repairs, which disassembly and dismantle repair. Dismantle, repair, and test the magneto in a specialized workshop. Dude, what? This is my outhouse. Disconnect the wires from terminal 29, which is on the side there. I'm guessing it's that one, but I had nothing connected up there. I wonder, what is that for? I think it's ground. 2 pins are connected to the engine spark plugs. 1 pin is additional closed to the ground. And then it's talking about this magneto has a remote ignition switch. I'm guessing that's ground then, but I had nothing connected up there. Although I don't think that's the issue, because I've never had anything connected up there. Basically, I think I'm just gonna try to follow this book. There's like a pretty detailed list of things that you need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, I'm gonna try to go through all of them, and if nothing works, then try to figure out the next step. The first thing that I need to undo is unscrew nut 1, which is apparently that nut over there. This is gonna be fun. Not. I'm gonna give it like a quick bath before I take the thing apart. There's a little key there as well, make sure that doesn't disappear on you. It looks like it's pretty stuck in the hole. What's next? Guys, I noticed 2 problems, okay? Okay, problem number 1, there is a thing missing from the center there. There should be like a pin or something. Now before, when I disassembled the thing on the machine, the pin was there, so that means I lost it somewhere. But Maybe we can find like a replacement for that, but check that out. I just kind of noticed that. See the little spring connection on the side? It's broken. Right over there. That thing has snapped in half. I'm assuming. It looks like a break. I think that's the issue. It kind of makes sense. Because the thing just kind of died all of a sudden. Yeah, I think if we manage to batch that up somehow, then maybe the problem is solved. How do I get access to that? Oh, the bin is there. I think that's the thing. Graphic pin in the center. Okay, so that's problem number 1 solved, hopefully. Problem number 2. I am unsure how I'm gonna fix that, because I probably need a new part. I'm gonna try to disassemble it first though. Yeah, I sent a picture to Steve. We should get some interesting response soon. I can't really understand from the book which screw is 34. I mean, like it shows like the screw is somewhere here, but I don't know. I'm gonna go a bit deeper than just trying to access the spring, because the book says that you need to lubricate the bearings once every 2 years, and I'm pretty sure nobody has ever done that on this thing. Might as well try to do that while I'm already here, right? Although I'm pretty sure if I replace that spring out, it's gonna start working again. I mean, right now that spring is not doing anything. I'm guessing it's supposed to close that contact, maybe. But right now it's, I don't know. I think the problem is in the spring. Well, it's in half. So, yeah. But I'm gonna try to do a bit more. Maybe that. I don't think so. Remove 3 screws, number 33. I have one there, but where's the third one? Maybe here. There's something. Oh, there we go. What was that? Something flew out from somewhere. Maybe I need to remove that shaft screw as well, although it doesn't say. Looks like it's binding on that right now. What is happening there? The shaft screw The shaft screw wasn't even tied down. Only in place with like 2 or 3 threads, and it was crooked. Huh, interesting. I don't think that's correct. Something's still holding it down. Koos villiga välja. Interesting. This thing doesn't have bearings. It's riding on... Yeah, there's bushings. Copper bushings. That's interesting. The book clearly says bearing. Change the grease in the ball bearings every 2 years. Even the diagram shows bearing number 1 is there, with the X, and bearing number 2 is there, another X. Usually those are bearings, but that's clearly a bushing there. I'm assuming it's the same deal. Yeah, another bushing over there. I should be able to pull the rotor out, but the keyway is in the way. That's one stuck keyway. Yeah, no bearings, just bushings. Okay, well, I'm gonna clean the bushings out at least. And I'm gonna put a little bit of grease in the bushing. But that's about all I can do, really. Bushings look pretty good, honestly. Maybe bushings are better for this situation than bearings. What do you guys think? I did watch a video about a guy who disassembled the same thing, and that one had bearings in it. Yeah. So this is kind of a surprise. That's a pretty interesting snap ring. I've never seen a snap ring like that before. That's probably stolen from the West as well, right? What do you guys think? Most likely. Yeah. But with Okay, well, I need to mend that contact somehow. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna try to find a replacement for this part. I'm assuming it's sold with the plastic bushing, because this thing is like pinned down on it. It's not screwed or anything like that. So, but I'm not really sure. Steve told me that this part is available, and I should be able to nicely order it up from somewhere, because it's not like a specific item. It's actually a pretty widely used spring contactor from a lot of different machines. So yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna try to find that part. Okay, guys, excellent news actually. Look at that. Got the thing brand new and all. Steve happened to have one, you know, in his Thursday pants back pocket. Now, don't ask me how or why, because it's not weird at all. Right, and the guy just gave me one. Just out of blue. But I'm really happy that he did. Now we can actually assemble this thing, and if it works, then we only have to time it. Time the flywheel, I mean. And beyond that, if everything works, then we only have to get the stupid clutch unstuck. Mission accomplished. The goal is not far, but there might be a bunch of roadblocks in the way. Kuradi mikrosiip. That's a novelty part. Maybe the screw went the other way. Kind of coming in contact with the wall. I don't think that was the correct way. Okay, so that's the current way, I'm guessing. It has that little contact thing over there. Not contact. Yeah. Also really funky looking snap ring. I'm gonna leave it like that at the moment. But I'm pretty sure it had a washer as well, right? I mean, it had one at the bottom, then technically it should have one at the top as well. But then if I put that washer there, then there's no room for the snap ring. Maybe this, the height of it is a bit different. The two parts are not the same, maybe. I'm just gonna skip the washer right now and just put the snap ring there. Maybe it's fine. Oh, look at that. It's sparking, guys. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's clearly sparking now. I think the magneto works now. I just need to put it on and also dime the bastard. Dude, I have no idea how to do that, but I'll try to figure that part out. Gearbox interlock system. I have no idea what that even is. Test magneto. The magneto test is carried out on a special test bench, in which the magneto rotor is driven by an external motor. What test bench, bro? What special test bench? And Spence is the test bench. What are you talking about? Everything works. Determine the compression stroke in the cylinder. Rotate the crankshaft of the engine by the starting handle, covering the hole for the gandle with your finger until compression is felt in the cylinder. Continuing the rotation of the crankshaft, align Mark B on the flywheel rim with Mark A. So we got Mark A right there. Mark B should be on the flywheel. Now I need to put my finger on the spark plug hole and then rotate the motor until I feel compression on my finger, I guess. And then I need to find Mark B. Just continue rotating and find Mark B on the flywheel. Man, I need something bigger to learn this guy. Which way the engine even turns? I am unsure. Oh, that way. I was gonna turn it the other way. Is that a mark? Nope. That seems like a mark. It's very hard to see it though, but there's something under it as well. Maybe that's it. That should be B, and I'm guessing that's C. Or maybe these are nothing, but basically these are the only things on the flywheel. Everything else is flat. I see. B-E, I see. Okay, that should be aligned now. Close enough. And it's not quite according to what's inside the book. It's supposed to be like that. But the other end is pointing the other direction. Should be there, I think. Now in this position the contact does close. In the position corresponding to the moment of sparking of the first electrode. So I think this is the correct position to be in. And maybe this is different because this is not the same magneto that's inside the book. It's Steve told me this is some type of an older model, and that the one with the bearings is a newer model. So maybe there's some difference between the two. Maybe this doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna go try to insert it like this, and I don't know. Maybe it will work. I've read through this nonsense for like 10 times now, and you can't match anything up. So we just gotta try. Dude, I think it's gonna match up. Looks like same. I don't know. It kind of went in there perfectly. Kuradi muinraiska. And hopefully that did the trick. No, I did skip like a bunch of things in the book, but okay. So stuff like then without changing the position of the flywheel. No, this is after mounting it on the thing. Without changing the position of the flywheel, the light mark is aligned with the risk of the hatch of the latch housing, and turning the magneto housing in one direction or another along the grooves in the flange. Okay, that kind of makes no sense to me, because how am I supposed to turn the flywheel without turning it? Without changing the position? I think there's like a translation error somewhere over there. Or I'm just stupid. The beginning of the opening of the contacts corresponding to the coincidence of the mark of the cam with the arrow of the plate. What? What the hell does that mean? Install breaker contacts 25 and 26. I never even removed those, so I guess I'm good. The opening moment. Oh, here's a good one. The opening moment is precisely determined by an electrical device in the circuit which the movable 25 and fixed 26 contacts of the magneto breaker are connected in series. Replace the fixed contacts with ground. Determined by an electrical device. Huh? Dude, what am I supposed to do? Hook my toaster oven to the thing and check if something starts cooking? Huh? No, thank you. What else did we miss? In the absence of such a toaster device, determine the moment of opening of the Determine the moment of the opening using a piece of tissue paper inserted between the contacts. At the moment of the opening the contacts, the tissue paper is freely removed. After setting the ignition timing and fixing the magneto housing with the nuts, install and fasten screen assembly with the covering. Install wires into the sockets of the thing. Oh, I did that, so I guess everything is correct. Oh, but there's more. The ends of the wires must be evenly cut. The cores of the wires must not protrude from the rubber insulation. I'm guessing they're the same length. Not sure. Otherwise, it's possible for a spark to break through the ground. Connected wires coming from the engine spark plug's terminal. The gap between the electrodes of the spark plug is 0.6 to 0.7 millimeters. Adjust by bending. Okay, I'm guessing it's okay. Make sure that the massaging device of the additional outlet is in good condition. What? Did I miss spot A? What is that thing? There's just so much confusion in this book. Nothing makes sense. Like 90% of the stuff, they don't just make sense. It's just a bunch of words glued together. It is not allowed to operate the magneto with an additional output that is not masked, as this will cause the magneto to fail. Additional output. What would that be? Like trying to power my house with the magneto? Something like that. Okay, so here's the thing. Connect the remote terminal 2029, turning off the ignition magneto. Wire going to the VK403 switch. So that, I guess that's the thing, you know, which is unconnected on my magneto. It's like a little thing on the side where the extra wire goes, and apparently it goes to some type of VK switch. And that's for turning off the magneto. My thing doesn't have that. I can't turn off the magneto. I just turn the fuel valve off and then let it run until it dies. I think that's actually better, because then all the fuel is drained from the carburetor, fuel lines, and everything. That's definitely better, right? So I don't need that VK nonsense. Okay, so I guess we can go try to test the thing out. I'm pretty sure I hooked up everything. Not sure if correctly, but I guess we'll see in a moment. Okay, so if it does start, but it runs like erratically, then there's some problems with timing, most likely. However, I'm pretty sure I did not do anything incorrectly. I mean, everything kind of lined up. But if it doesn't go at all, then I'm gonna go sit in a corner somewhere and start crying. Sky fire just up. What the hell? It's just a mood change. Well, okay guys, it seems to be running about the same as it was before. I don't know. Yeah, it's splattering a lot. Not sure what that's about. Maybe about the timing, but then again, you can't really put it any other way, so I'm not really sure. But did you see how it's just kind of started up? The moment I put the starter in motion, the thing fired up immediately. Fired up even faster than the gearbox does. But yeah, I'm not gonna touch the magneto anymore at the moment. My next goal is I'm gonna quickly swap the stupid oil out because that's just condensed milk there at the moment. And then I'm gonna invite Steve over. And the plan is to get the clutch unstuck. The plan is pretty simple. I'm gonna put the reverse gear in, and then we're gonna try to yank the thing with the giravets moving forward. I mean, technically the drag should lock up, right? Oh, and I'm gonna push the clutch pedal down as well, so all that force, if the thing starts to like skid along the ground, then all that force will go into that stuck plate. I need to go over this idea with Steve, but I think it's a pretty good option, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. Oil first. Time to make a mess. Actually, not bad. Never mind, everything went to hell. Now my sleeve is covered with oil. But in other news, I'm okay. I'm alive. Yeah, this is actually quite comfortable. It's like sleeping in your own bed. Got the mattress down there. Plenty of sand and oil to act as a pillow. Also leg supports. 5-star dozer. Yeah. It's only missing a pool, but I'm pretty sure we can swim in that oil soon. Well, if you have to go, then you have to go. Be right back. Stupid asshole. Can't hold the line. Oh look, Steve's here. Guten Morgen, Steve.
Good morning.
Tulid õigel ajal täpselt.
Ongi nii või? Nii, ma ronid siia alla ise siis.
Ei, alla pole vaja minna. Siin minu kõrval.
Ah.
Ma lihtsalt hoian seda nii kaua, kui seda saab.
Pitskruvi.
Kuhu niimoodi, et ta jääb pidama.
Saad siis. Tuhk vedel mögin seal sees olla.
So Steve, do you know how much oil does this take off the top of your head?
Let me think.
I always overfill it.
Just, I don't know, like 4 liters. It doesn't take really much.
Yeah.
And because that oil sump has 2 sides, then you fill up one sump first and then it kind of self-drains itself into the other one. I don't know why they had this design, but Caterpillar had this as well. I see the dipstick.
Nothing.
No, it showed something, but it's usually like... see läheb kõik ära siia.
About 4 liters.
4 liters, yeah. Don't know how many ounces that could be. And even if you happen to overfill it, it's not a big deal. Oh, we're halfway there almost. So I think
It's just gonna spit it out.
spit it out. Basically, even if you overfill it, it's a splash oil system anyway. It's just gonna spill out somewhere else.
Yeah.
Usually from the dipstick.
Splashy.
Splashy things, yeah.
So before we fire it up, maybe let's check the valve.
Valve lashes. We've never checked the valve lashes on this. So
Yeah.
it's likely is a 17-19 millimeter. So
This won't get in the way, the exhaust.
nope, we can sneak it past. I hope so. Don't lose nuts. These are not functions, but I also these ones are washers. Now we need to deploy on. It should be super bad. I need to get this out. We need to get this first. This. We don't have any spot. This looks like. Let's this thing is blue here. My size kind of loose. Yours is stuck. Nope. Oh, look at this. There's a rubber O-ring binding. Okay, it came loose. Now, will it remove itself without? Up, she's out, and there's what remains of another rubber O-ring. So, homemade gasket, which
Looks good.
but no RTV. So, actually, let me show the people. This looks quite clean, really clean. I was expecting like million sludginess, but we need to actually see the tappers. Well, right now I can see like 0 valve lash at all, which is kind of bad. So we need, the way you actually adjust these is there's an adjusting nut and there's a counter nut. So basically you need to adjust these tappers. So there should be a gap here, at least 2 millimeters, but I see like almost no gap. Let's take the, but are they?
Seal ülevalpool, jah?
Jah, seesama. Jep.
No seal on rohkem.
See on väga palju. Okay, we figured out the valve lash on some of these valves is 0.40 millimeters. That's way too much. 0.2 is the desired end clearance.
Mm-hmm.
So I was right from my head. We did check from the Jospeh Bible that I didn't remember it wrong, because you know, human errors. Because they have to be on the lower position to adjust.
This way. Yeah, this way. We need something bigger, I think.
We need bigger pliers. Okay, we need to turn these valves so that they are actually on the top and there's no pressure from below. That is how you adjust them. Basically, you need to find, how is it, top dead? I think the top dead center is the thing. Let's see, we'll figure it out.
Make final adjustments to the clearance when the starting motor is warm.
Yeah, but if you put it warm, you could put it also, probably that 0.20 is made warm, but if you put it like 0.30, it will expand, so the gap will get smaller when it expands. Like maybe the other guy adjusted it to 0.40 because he thought, oh, maybe, you know, there's expansion room as well. Because when the engine, when it runs too hot, the valve lash becomes 0. Then you have problems. This one's 0.40, 40. That one was okay. Of course, if we had a hand crank, this would be a bit easier, but we don't. That thing's been deleted. Okay. So now, this is our number 30. Now I put this thing here on this side. Look at this one. And you wanna hold it like this. And now comes the adjustment part. I think the lower one is 40 millimeters. Yep, 14. And the upper one is also. Oh yeah. So now, let me see if I can adjust it with my finger. So you'd say is it stuck now?
Not yet.
I'm gonna have to take my glove off because.
Okay, now it's getting stuck.
Okay, now And is it? Wrong way, Chief. Nope.
This pidi.
Wrong way, Chief, I told you. So there's a procedure. This part has to go up first, because otherwise you won't clear. It's a bugger to put back in. So now, let's see what do you need? Okay. Oh, there's a gap here, so. Oops, where's the screwdriver?
Tihen kõvad teeb puusi alla praegu.
So we're putting these hydraulic. There's an O-ring there, but the O-ring got a bit schwanked, so we're putting a better solution here. And hopefully it doesn't leak, and if it leaks, then we'll put an O-ring, I guess. Also, these don't have to be mega tight. I think 10 Newton meters is max.
Okay guys, so regarding the clutch situation, the plans have a bit changed. I did a post on Facebook yesterday asking about what would be like a good option to get the clutch undone. I didn't get many response, but one of the response was quite interesting. Like the guy told me, bore or fill the clutch housing with diesel fuel. So that's kind of, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that.
That's heck of a sketchy advice.
Kind of weird, yeah.
I mean, that diesel will make things just slippery, so you have a slipping clutch, so then you're forced to take the clutch apart later.
Yeah.
I'm more confident this method will unseat it. It shouldn't be that stuck.
And we're gonna try the pony motor first. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna invite Kirvets to the room.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a pool party here.
That is if nothing's wrong with the pony motor.
Yeah. Do you need any assistance?
Yeah, I just want to turn the thing a bit. Okay, let's hope this liquid will do the job.
That'll do. I mean, it did the first time, why wouldn't it do now?
Yeah.
And like as you said, there's always plan B.
Hopefully.
good igastahes. Clutch did not release, guys. I guess it's blind beat.
Okay, so basically this pony motor, it has like a gearbox which has two different gears, two different speeds. It wouldn't be able to move the machine with the faster gear, but with the slower gear I was able to crawl forward very slowly. But even with that, it did not release the stupid clutch. I mean, it's kind of weird, and it hasn't been stuck that long. Back in June, I moved it like 2 months ago.
I guess it's plan B time now.
Plan B, yeah. I would like to actually. I'm gonna fire up the gyrovets and maybe put in the reverse gear.
This one.
Yeah, main gear.
Yeah.
By the way, first time testing out the slower speed on the Pony Motors gearbox, and it works great. I guess the gearbox, I guess the slow speed was meant for situations like this. No ei tea, kas see peab vastu.
Noh, kui tõmbab ära, tõmbab selle sealt puru, ma ei usu, et see kõiki puru tõmbab.
Kaks ei mahu siia vist. Ei kurat, nii ei tohi olla. Mingi seekel vahel panna.
Seekel vahel ei ole, muidu ta murrab.
Ja selle tõmbab siis läbi selle persed on seal ja jah, maru lähedal peab tulema ainult.
So we've reverted to plan B because plan A doesn't work at all, and we're going to fire up the gyrovets and try to yank that Jospeh tractor over there, and hopefully the clutch will unstuck itself. But if not, well, I don't know. I don't have a plan C, but do you have a plan C?
Get a bigger dozer.
Yeah.
Doesn't even move. What the hell?
So I think maybe forward and high gear.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Oi, flag. Yeah.
Tein nüüd lihtsalt mitte midagi.
Okei, aga proovime korra tõmmata, esikäik on sees hetkel.
No ma olen ise kabiini siis.
Ole sina seal, jah.
I'm gonna try to pull the guy with the forward gear, so technically the tractor should move forward.
But, I don't know.
Doesn't seem too good.
This cab, man. That's the worst cab ever.
Oh, look at that mess. Holy hell. Hero is digging itself to China.
Basically it's stuck in itself and this guy doesn't move a budge.
At all. Holy hell.
I mean, I would want to say it's because of the blade, but it doesn't want to move at all.
The blade is not even, well, one side is even up.
Yeah, but still it works with the pony, but yet with pull it another tractor doesn't do anything. Or maybe it's just because this thing is just I don't know, maybe another Jospeh. That one would make a difference. Really?
Then I'm gonna get another Jospeh. Now, even if that thing can unstick that thing, then it's not looking good. Might need might need to remove a lot of parts. Oh, and what's up with the stupid jumping? Yeah, it's like a girovets thing. I've seen a lot of that. If it just spins on the spot, it just starts jumping up and down. Plus that cab. Sorry about my bad language, but holy hell, that cab is just insanely for short people. Maybe the people in the Soviet Union were a lot shorter than these days.
Those were like 160 and 150
It's like
meters.
kids. It's like kids.
They were like little guys.
You need a hard hat to be in that thing. But oh yeah, and the Pony motor is like, not right now. I'm having a break. What do you think, Steve?
Weird.
Yes,
Like it's
worked fine before.
Worked fine, and now it just refuses to work. Kind of like wants to go and then it doesn't.
Yeah, it's giving off like puffs, so that means the spark plugs are doing sparking, definitely. But maybe the spark is not enough. Maybe that's the problem.
No, I don't know. Like I'm kind of
maybe
lost.
the spark is weak. Could
Oh,
be.
I mean, it worked fine before. How can you get weak? Doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can try one more time. It's been sitting for a bit.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that we can move the dozer forward or back with the pony motor, but Girovets can't pull it at all. Thing doesn't move. So that's strange. The pony motor has more torque than the Girovets. Yeah.
Weird. kujuta ette, sul on Vene auto niimoodi, siis tee ääres lihtsalt seisad, noh. Kuivatab küünlaid. Nagu mul vanaonu ütles alati, et vass jäi seisma ja käis poes ära, et seisma korra ja peale seda ta ütles, et enam seisma ei jätnud, et kui seisma jätsid, siis ei pruukinud enam tööle saada. Tahmatas küünlad kinni ja kõik külmamoot.
Märg.
Overflooded päris korralikult. Ja, kõvasti overflooded. Küünlal pole viga, aga see on lihtsalt nii palju märg, et enam tööle ei lähe.
One is extremely wet. Yeah. We're gonna put
A different set.
well, same spark plugs, but and try again. Gonna try some Champion.
Modern equivalents to this guy.
Yeah, maybe this will work. The only difference is that
This one has a
different end, but you know, this type of connector seems to
work.
almost connect up to it pretty good.
This one's
barely fits, but
it's not sparking.
that's pretty good.
Dude, it smells like gas, but it's not sparking.
Selle saad sisse. Technology.
No, tehnoloogia.
No such thing here. Just a bunch of hammers.
Yes, Soviet hammer, it will fix everything.
Okay guys, so we're gonna try one more time with the Girovets. I'm gonna refuel it with some hotter water this time. I kinda eased forward a bit so I could drive out of the holes. And I'm gonna put a bit faster gear so we can get that inertia, you know, sudden hit on the thing. But dude, that thing is just extremely stuck. You saw when I was backing up and then I would try to pull the Girovets that way. But actually the rear end of the dozer started coming up. Just imagine the force on the stupid rust area on the clutch, and it did not release. I don't have any hope for this at the moment. This is just extremely stuck. But you know, we're gonna try one more time with that guy. I got a strange feeling that one of the brake chambers is already bad, that I got new. Now Steve's gonna press the pedal down and okay, vajuta nüüd. Press again. Press harder. Press a little bit less. Like midway somewhere. I don't know, it's just... You can see the entire bracket is bending. That's kind of interesting. Press again. Holy hell. That's a lot of force. To bend the bracket like that, that's crazy. But I don't know, it doesn't leak anymore. It's kind of weird. Very strange. Okay, Steve. Basically, we need to call the army. I need an Abrams tank here in order to pull this guy. I think we doused like 10 liters of soap water in there and it did nothing. The clutch is still completely stuck. One thing is kind of strange though. Why is the gearless unable to move it if the thing has gear in?
Yeah,
it should still roll, right? Even if we have the forward gear in, it should still roll forward.
No.
But it doesn't move at all. It's like stuck completely. And then this does not have hydraulic drive. It's all manual gear driven drive.
Manual. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, the decompressor lever is depressed.
Yeah.
So the engine shouldn't bind.
So no.
But when I was in the cab, the flywheel was just somewhat moving, and then you know the gear edge was out of breath basically.
Yeah, even with yanking a bit faster, nothing.
No, we tried low gears, high gears, nothing.
Very strange. This is bad news. Now, in order to access that clutch area, it's a lot of work.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to yank the cab off if we want to get the clutch, you know, compartment open fully. The cab is the least of the problems. The real problem is what's keeping the clutch stuck. Is the flywheel rusted? Is the discs worn? No freaking idea.
The clutch is right over there.
Yeah. But I believe that the bell housing should come. I'm not even sure if we have to take the bell housing. So I know, like, if we have to take the clutch out, that's gonna be depressing work.
Yeah, just in order to get the clutch unstuck.
I mean,
maybe we should try the diesel method.
I don't know, like something is fishy with this clutch. I don't know, like usually when they start, you know, getting stuck like that, they're gonna repeat it over and over again.
Only when the machine is working every day, then that's not a problem.
Then it's not a problem. But if it sits, probably this has been a problem here previously as well. But the real problem is we could just yank it into high gear, put it, you know, start the engine and drive around it, but there's not enough room to drive here anywhere. And we can't go over the road.
Drive away in gear.
In gear, but then you would have to, you know, until the clutch releases itself in high gear.
Not sure. Oh, and the pony motor was like, no, I'm done, bro. Not anymore.
I think the only culprit I can think of is this guy over here. It vapor locks itself for some reason. Because when it's hot, it's vapor locked. And that's it.
Okay guys, we're gonna try one more thing, and if it doesn't work, then we're gonna out of ideas. Basically, we're gonna try to get this thing going in gear, get the big diesel started, turn around, and then full throttle into the bank over there, blade down. but we're gonna try that. Oota ära praegu lase.
Dude, the steering clutch just caught on fire.
What?
Yeah. There was basically almost fire coming out from that compartment.
This side, yeah.
Yeah, smoking like hell, and there was like this bad clutch smell, like you could smell the clutch burning basically.
See sidur, külgsidur tuli lõpuks lahti. Ma nussisin mitu ringi, vaata.
Yeah.
Ja ta ei teinud mitte midagi, aga nüüd see viimased paar ringi tuli see lahti, aga vist nüüd jäi peale, seepärast mul kadus jõud ära. Ma mõtlesin, kuhu mul jõud kadus.
Su peasidur jäi ikka kinni?
Peasidur on ikka kinni, jah.
Sealt tuli sükest tossu, et täitsa, kui sõitsid, tundsid kärsakas tuli. Ja minu arust tuli siit alt ka mingit kärsaaisu kuskilt siit sellest kompartmentist endas.
See oli nüüd see siduripidur.
This thing is just basically stuck.
In addition to the main clutch being stuck, the steering clutch on the right side is also stuck now. So finally it kind of released. The final 2 laps that I did, the thing released. This side started braking finally. I'm not sure if you noticed that in the video, but it got like completely stuck, and I noticed this power loss in the engine. I couldn't figure it out, but it kind of makes sense that one of the steering clutches is also seized at the moment. That was dragging on the engine and pulled the RPMs down. So basically, not good.
Basically, it's I don't know. This time the clutch didn't release.
No.
The last time it released kind of like smoothly. Now it's like it's hardly stuck. I mean, it was worth trying. Now we know that it can't be unstuck with the conventional methods.
We went pretty far beyond conventional methods.
Yeah. So now we have to think about what else we could try out.
That's probably hot. Not bad. Okay, so we need to... I think we only need to remove this cover. After 6 years of undoing bolts.
Oh, there's a gasket also underneath. At least remains of something.
Something.
Something. Yeah, this thing is
getting hotter.
There's a lot of debris, 120. Yeah, this compartment sheet is really hot. And there's also a lot
of... The brake band is stuck, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but also there's like a lot of brake dust inside as well. Which is...
Not good.
Not good, but not bad. And this thing actually stinks, really has, you know, a specific stink to it when you open it up and it's burning. We'll see if we can pry bar the brake band loose, but I think I know why this thing gets stuck. Let me see if I can figure out how this thing works. If you look it down, you see that actually... Anyway, basically you can actually see on the camera, there's a rust ridge on the brake drum. Basically, that's what's binding this brake band. So the drum itself is rusted from the outside, and it's all this humidity in the compartment that has literally nowhere to go. So we're going to see if we can unstuck this guy.
Sinnapoole keerama. Mingi suurem toru otsa panna.
Jep, paistab nii. Siia.
Cut and drill lubricant. Oh, well, whatever, close enough.
Can't go wrong with that one.
I'm betting it has some oil in it. It moves.
on näha jah, vahe on sees igatahes. Nice asbestos smoke. Not a chance that thing moves. Oh, it's tight.
There's something funny with this chain, no? It's completely like bent that way.
Yeah, not
Maybe the threaded rod is bent and the nut is just kind of like that. Probably. Nüüd on vist released, ma arvan.
jah.
Jep. Ülemine küll lahti. Alumist ma ei näe.
Vaata. On lahti mõlemad. Teeb midagi üldse?
Teeb, jah.
On piduripedaaliga vajutada. Teeb midagi üldse?
No see säng siin liigub, jah. Okay, so that's free. So it's not gonna bind anymore. Now I'm gonna put this back at the moment without the gasket because I need to open this up anyway when I reach to the adjusting phase. So no point sealing it up just yet. But you know, before I wrap up this video, I figured maybe let's try one more thing. Basically, if that doesn't work, then we need to take this guy apart. Let's try the diesel method. I mean, what do I have to lose? Absolutely nothing. Let's put diesel in the clutch housing. Fill it like halfway and then either let it sit or spin the thing over with the pony motor. Maybe that will do it. Now on the downside, it will definitely contaminate the clutch material, but according to Google AI, it's not as bad as pure oil, so maybe we'll get away with it. I mean, what is the alternative? What is the alternative? Take off the gab and maybe a bunch of more stuff in order to get access to the clutch. Now if we screw up the clutch with the diesel and it doesn't drive anymore, then we need to do that anyway, right? So I have basically nothing left to lose here. Plus the guy who recommended it on Facebook, he has like 3 likes so far, so other people kind of agree with it, with that method as well. So I figured let's try that one more thing. Then I'm gonna, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna wrap up this video, promise. But if it does work, yes. Now there was another suggestion on the same topic as well. That guy told me that I should try to hit the clutch plate with something sharp, like a badge. But that doesn't work because I can't even see the freaking clutch. The clutch is somewhere over there. So it's beyond the gap. You can't physically see the clutch on this machine. It's right over there, under that cover. And you can't take that cover off unless you remove the gap. So you can physically even see the freaking clutch. So that option will not work. But basically, well, not just clutch housing, but I also need to fill the flywheel housing halfway with diesel at least. The first things first though, I have to block up that hole that's under the housing. Let's go block that up, then fill it with diesel. So I'm guessing it's this guy over here. This is huge. What is that? It's threaded, so we could possibly find like a giant bolt and block it that way. But before I do, maybe I can like peek in there. Look at that, what a mess. I should not be in there. Maybe adding diesel to it would be a good idea after all. Would clean some of that gunk out. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find anything interesting. But who knows? Maybe there's a rat nest in there. That would explain a lot of things. Bunch of garbage. On this side, I don't see a lot of rust. Any actually. This is the clutch side. But you know, this doesn't help us at all. So whatever. I'm gonna try to find a cork for that hole. Holy hell. Quite the nut. I mean bolt. I think that should be nicely torqued up to spec now. And just in case, I'm gonna put like a little bathtub under the thing if it fails. Don't want all that pressure diesel going into the ground. Oh, that reminds me. I have to go buy some diesel. Not sure how much this secondary fuel tank will take. Okay guys, I took like a little break to digest the situation a bit. Basically, Steve asked his American buddy what he thinks about this attempt, and he said that this would be like a last resort type of thing to do before you bring out the angle grinder and bunch of TNT. In addition to that, I did also some Google searching, and I found a US website, a forum, where a guy had a problem with a stuck steering clutch on a Cat D4. And he ended up putting diesel inside the housing, the steering clutch housing. I don't know if it worked or not, because he never really returned to the topic, no replies. But that's what the guy tried. So we're gonna do that as well. Well, look at the bright side, guys. At least we're gonna clean out the bell housing pretty good. I'm probably gonna let it sit for a bit, and then I'm gonna fire up the pony motor, try to spin the flywheel. That will nicely stir everything up in this area. Now, honestly, in a million years, I never thought I'm gonna pull a stunt like this. But desperate times require desperate measures. These are most likely will clean out the grease from the draw-out bearing, so I have to keep that in mind. But you know, I would say it's about halfway, maybe a bit less filled at the moment. So it looks like this housing takes about 100 liters of diesel total, roughly. I wonder if anything leaks. Oh, we do have a leak. Multiple even. What? Grab extra box. I think there's a bast seal somewhere. Okay, my cork is leaking, and I think a shaft seal or something that's between the gearbox and that housing is bad. Good to know. Not really, but you know, we should be able to do our little tests quickly. Scared me. to save the carpet. Okay, so I'm gonna put the blade down, ram into the bank with the low gear, see if that does anything. Maybe the spring is broken. The thing which is supposed to pull the blade apart. Everything inside the bell housing moves. I can see the forks moving, I can see the throwout bearing moving nicely. But maybe it's the problem is on the other side. Maybe something's broken there. Completely filled in diesel and it's not releasing. That's just insanely stuck. Or there's something broken. I think there's something broken. I think Steve is right. The carburetor vapor locks or something like that. Once, if it's hot, it's not gonna go. Needs to cool down. I'm gonna lose that fuel after all. I figured I'm gonna let it spin for a bit, warm up the diesel, maybe that's gonna help. But that stupid hatch is not sealing. A pretty good cocktail down there, I'm guessing. I assume the bell housing should be pretty clean by now. Very unusual way to clean it. Okay. Diarrhea, and not the best kind. Whoa. No, I think that bell housing is cleaner than my bed. I mean, underside of my bed. Nasty stuff. You know, that looks like about 10 liters. Ooh. Right there. But anyway, that looks like about 10 liters, so technically I lost like 30 liters into the ground. Plus, broke one of the boxes. So it's not really getting better. Let's just kind of keep losing. Things are not picking up. But anyway, last couple of ditch efforts. Gonna try to yank the thing last couple of times. Well, look at the bright side. Now I have 2 heavy-duty chains that I'm not supposed to use with the gyros. Okay guys, I think we're gonna wrap this one up now. I'm pretty sure I've almost tried everything. I just can't think of anything else. The bugger refuses to come loose. Holy guacamole, bro. Look how clean this housing is now. You can even see the paint. There's like a bunch of mud at the bottom over there, but the housing wall is pretty clean now. At least we have that going for us, which is great, I guess. But yeah, from here you can't really see anything wrong. I mean, right now the clutch pedal is down, so the disc brake is engaged, throwout bearing is to the right side, and we have that giant gap over there. But you know, spec wise everything should be correct here. Now I'm probably not gonna deal with this situation for a while at least. I'm definitely gonna post this video first. I think the only solution now is to start taking things apart. But I don't want to do it here in the dirt. No, I don't want to do that. So I was thinking that once I make the other side of the platform, you know, basically what I have there where Girovich is sitting, I also want to bore this side. I've mentioned this many times now, and I'm thinking I'm gonna park Jospeh here once the concrete is poured and then start working on it on the concrete. Now I'm in no rush with Jospeh. I don't really need the guy per se, honestly. I don't have any jobs. Well, I did have a couple of jobs lined up for it, but they're not really Jospeh critical. I can use other equipment to get the jobs done. It would just be a lot more fun with Jospeh, you know. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try. I'm probably gonna try a few times more. I wanna flip the machine around definitely, so I'm gonna go driving later. Maybe it will release then, but right now I'm not gonna proceed with this project. Sorry guys, I don't have a conclusion for you. It's just how it is. I'm pretty sure I tried everything. If it's stuck, then it's stuck. We need to go at it at another angle. So I'm gonna go and do something else. Oh, and bye. Yeah.